My name is Tom Reynolds. I'm 27 years old. I served as a Navy SEAL for 6 years, deployed to conflict zones all over the world. I've seen horrors few could imagine: destroyed cities, broken families, lives stolen by war. I lost brothers in arms, did things I'm not proud of. Yet nothing prepared me for what happened to me on June 12, 2024. That day, while we were on a mission in Afghanistan, an explosion tore through our camp. I was hit badly. I lost consciousness immediately. Doctors later told me I was dead for nearly 20 minutes. 20 minutes outside of time. 20 minutes when I was no longer the hardened man shaped by war. What I experienced during those minutes outside my body changed my life forever. I found myself in a strange but peaceful place, far from the noise of bombs and screams. A place bathed in soft golden light where time seemed to stop. There, I met someone I hadn't expected. Jesus. I was walking through this light-filled landscape without pain or fear, but with a heavy weight on my heart that I did not yet understand. Then he appeared. Jesus. Not like the images we often see. He had a warm face marked by infinite gentleness and quiet strength. His eyes seemed to read my soul, as if he knew every scar, every fear I carried. He approached gently and placed his hand on my shoulder. "Tom," he said, his voice resonating like an echo of peace in that infinite silence. I wanted to ask if I was dead, but before I could speak, he continued. "You are no longer a prisoner of the horrors you've seen. Your body rests, but your spirit is awake." I felt a warmth growing inside me, a presence soothing my torment. "I want to show you something," he said. Suddenly, I found myself facing a vast map of the earth where war zones flickered like flames in the night. "Do you see these conflicts?" he asked. I nodded. I knew them all too well. "These are not simply battles between nations or ideologies, Tom. They are a fight for the soul of humanity." He pointed to areas where children cried, families fled, where cities crumbled under bombs. "These are my children," he said. "Each one I see, I love. But they suffer because man forgets love, peace, compassion." Would you like me to continue with the more precise message Jesus gives Tom about war, peace, and what humanity must do? Jesus looked long at the illuminated map. Then, in a voice both gentle and firm, he spoke. "Tom, the wars you've seen in Ukraine, the Middle East, Africa, they are not just power struggles or territorial conflicts. They are the expression of a wounded humanity, lost in its anger and fear." I felt each word as a blow to my heart. "But what can we do when hatred seems so deeply rooted?" He smiled, a smile that seemed to hold all the hope in the world. "The most powerful weapon is not the rifle, nor the bomb, nor the threat. It is love." He paused, then continued. "Every soldier, every broken family, every frightened child carries this light within them, and it is this light that must be rekindled." Jesus reached out his hand to me. "You who have seen horror are called to become a bearer of peace, a messenger of hope. The path is difficult, but it always begins with one step, one gesture, one word, one prayer for peace." I felt a new strength inside me, as if everything I had lived through was preparing me for this mission. "It is time," he concluded, "for men to remember that they are brothers, not enemies. That war always ends by destroying those who make it and those who suffer from it." Suddenly I felt a pressure, as if gently being pulled down back toward my body. The golden light faded slowly, replaced by a dull noise, a familiar buzzing. I floated between two worlds. Then I heard a distant voice, a doctor repeating, "Stay with us, Tom. Can you hear us?" I slowly opened my eyes. The white room, machines, the worried faces of my brothers in arms, my family. It was all real. Yet what I had just experienced transcended everything I knew. I had seen horror, but I had also received a calling. A call not to give in to hatred, fear, or violence. I felt different, as if an inner fire had been lit, a fire that would push me to act differently. The following weeks were an internal battle. Memories of battles and losses haunted me, but Jesus' voice echoed inside me. "Be a bearer of peace." I refused to let war break me. On the contrary, I wanted to use my experience to build bridges, not dig trenches. I made the decision to leave active duty, not out of fear, but because I felt my mission was elsewhere. I began working with NGOs helping conflict victims, speaking in schools and community centers. Every time I share what I saw and what I felt during that encounter, I feel people listen, not just with their ears, but with their hearts. Jesus taught me that world peace does not begin on battlefields or in government palaces. It begins in the heart of every man, every woman, every child. It begins with forgiveness of oneself, of others. It begins with reconciliation, even with those we believe to be enemies. And above all, with hope, the hope that another world is possible.